Welcome to the Steelers Realm Podcast. And now, here are the boys of Steelers Realm.
Hey, welcome Steelers Nation, and thanks Andy Hart for the great intro. As always, Cat Country Radio, our guy. What's up, boys? It's Steeler Nation. Welcome to another episode of the Steelers Realm Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, JT, joined by the producer and my man for FTA, the famous TA is what that stands for, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know that by now. But anyhow, welcome back, guys. Welcome back, TA.
Well, gentlemen, I am honored to be here with everybody and get to talk a little Steelers football with Steelers Nation because we got a little bit to talk about tonight, boys.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. This is always a fun time of the year where expectations reach a whole new high and we get to see who our opponents are for the year. And I get to bitch about how backloaded the schedule is with AFC North teams. Just a little bit of hint there, producer. But yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. Like I was telling you guys backstage, I haven't even taken a look at it yet.
Really?
So, yeah. So all I did was I heard a couple of snippets on social media, and we were busy today. Got our truck late. Blah blah blah. So I'm like, oh, this will be fun. So I get to watch it, look at it for the first time with you guys. So looking forward to get your take on it. So what other news we got? We're going to hit on a couple other topics tonight. Trey Hendrickson, his contract dispute. Of course, he's been talked about all off season. Henry's locked in. We got to put up with him for another 2 years. And, we're going to
some shit.
Yeah.
Damn it.
It used to be we had to field a team that was structured to beat the Patriots, because if we were going to get anywhere, we had to go through the Patriots every year. Now it's pretty much Kansas City, but yet now, I mean, look at it. We used to manhandle the Ravens pretty good amount, but the playing field has been leveled quite a bit. And now, this is why you're seeing so many defensive picks here.
I'm happy we drafted a ton of defensive linemen after a while.
Exactly. Now, throw some stock in that D line. We got to stop the run. We got to stop Henry if we're going to get anywhere. So, looking forward to kicking that schedule around too. So, what else is going on inside the realm, man? Anything new happening in your guys' world?
Oh, well, I did graduate last week.
There you go. There you go. That's what I was waiting for.
Yeah.
So did you have a kindergarten celebration?
That's preschool.
Preschool, yes. You made it to kindergarten. Producer, I am so happy for you, buddy.
Thanks,
you are
man.
growing up right in front of our eyes. So what does this mean now? You've graduated from sucking your thumb to a pacifier, or is it the other way around?
Well, now he needs to go out in the real world and suck everybody else's thumb.
Pretty much.
That's the way it works in the real world, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, producer. We're happy for
thanks,
you, buddy.
man.
Yeah, buddy. Congrats.
Thanks.
Matter of fact, you want to put in a plug? Anybody looking for a highly productive marketing? What else? Go ahead. I can't sell it for you. This is where you got to grow up, pull the diapers off now. Sell yourself.
30-second speech. What is it?
Holy cool. I'm the greatest.
You're the greatest
person alive.
Yeah, but the greatest person alive doing what?
You float like a butterfly and sting like a bee.
Yep.
Oh, producer, we really got to work on this, buddy.
Fine. I'll work on my pitch.
We need the elevator speech, right, TA?
That's right. You have to have that 30-minute elevator speech down to a science if you expect to get anywhere.
I'll work on it.
There you go. So, well, when you get it, we'll give you a plug out there, buddy. when you get
All right,
when
thanks.
you get on your feet and landed on something.
I'm still working, still playing.
There you go. There you go.
Yep.
TA, how's your trip going, man?
Man, guys, you're not gonna believe what TA got to do this week. I just finished up doing a truck rodeo. Now it's not like you seen on, Smokey and the Bandit back in, 1978. However, it was pretty good. It was truck rodeo for a customer of mine. I got to play a judge. When I walked out, you know what they said? You come to judge. You come to judge. And I was like, fanfare, confetti falling all around. It was a beautiful scene, JT. You should have seen it. Man, I had to put my stamp of approval on the truck drivers of today. I tell you what, they did disappoint, man. They're not the Cowboys they were a few years ago, but you know what? They still got some skills. So I'm down here getting ready to fly out tomorrow and back to what I hear is like soaking wet, rainy northeast. Is that what I'm heading back to?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we've had quite a bit of it. Pretty decent today, but yeah, we've had quite a bit of it. So, but it looks like you got some sun, man.
Oh, yeah. That's what happens when you're out there in a rodeo all day long.
Rodeo. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Down here, these Texans, they like their rodeo.
There you
You know
go.
what else I learned about these Texans? Ain't nobody happy about the trade they just made.
No.
Negatory, Batman. I didn't find one taker that says, yeehaw.
So they're not a fan of Georgie boy? Huh?
Yeah, no. They're like, boy, them Steelers really made out like a bandit, didn't they?
Oh, yeah. Well, they're fickle, man. Cowboys fan is a fickle fan.
Oh, they are a fickle fan.
That firsthand. Yeah. Visits down to brother-in-law. Yeah, but there's always a Steeler. There's always a Steeler bar somewhere in Cowboys country, buddy.
Oh, absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely.
No.
There's a Steeler bar in every state, every city. You can find a Steeler bar.
You've been to everyone, right?
Everywhere, pretty like overseas too. Overseas.
Absolutely.
Steelers will be heading overseas too. A little tease there.
They will be. Are we ready to talk about that yet, or
yeah? Let's. We
want to wait for the unveiling of the schedule.
Well, I want to hear more about this Hendrickson deal. What's going on with him? Maybe kick any other AFC North news around. Anything else that we got? But see, like in this like mini camp, but he's not in. What's going on with that? Just wants a new contract. They're not giving it to him.
He wants a new contract, so he's doing the TJ Watt hold-in thing.
Okay.
Peace, love, and war. I'm gonna stand off the side. It's gonna look like I'm working out, but in reality, I'm working out to my own drum. Because if I get hurt and you guys don't give me nothing, well, then I'm damaged goods. So it's one of those deals.
Yeah, the old James Harrison outlook.
Yeah. I mean, and quite honestly, I kind of almost feel it's a little shitty on Cincinnati's part. I mean, you really haven't had, I'm trying to think of the left tackle, man, from way back when that was like an icon as far as a guy in the trenches. And I can't even think of his name right now. But you really don't have a lot of players that can say, hey, man, we're Hall of Fame talent. We love the Bengals. Trey Hendrickson was a hell of a player. You don't have that, and yet here you got one staring you in the face, and you're treating him like shit. It's like you got the prom queen, and you're like playing Mr. Cool, like, yeah, I can get any girl. When in all reality, you're already batting out of your league.
Well, I think he's mad just because he saw Jamar Chase, T. Higgins both get big paydays, and he isn't getting his.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could say those are more well-deserved. These wide receiver numbers last couple years are just getting ridiculous.
Yep. Well, he did lead the league in sacks, which he won't next year because TJ Watt will, but he can enjoy it and get his payday well.
He can enjoy
I love your optimism, producer. I'll take it.
Absolutely.
All right. So I got some Browns news here.
Ooh.
I just remembered it today, but did you guys see when the schedule came out, that the Browns posted a meme for when the Steelers and Browns meet, and they put a dumpster fire as far as like Steelers quarterback room. Did you guys see that at all?
Oh, yeah, you texted me that.
Okay.
It was
Yeah,
funny.
so they had the Steelers logo beside it, and I guess they went back in and changed it and put the Browns logo, but nonetheless, the damage was already done there. Like, the Browns have room to talk about their quarterback rooms, right?
No.
You know, so
Well, I hate to say it though, but theirs is looking a little bit better than ours right now, if you put it on paper.
yeah, well, but they're still the Browns, though.
They are still the Browns. That is correct. What I'm enjoying is everybody talking about whether or not Kenny Pickett is going to start or Joe Flacco. I'm thinking to myself, are you kidding me? You really want Joe Flacco to start? Or do you want Pickett? Or if one of the rookies do beat him out, hey, great. But I'm not even sure you throw in the rookies at least until week 8.
Yeah, what did that post call Uncle Joe? Or Grandpa Joe Flacco in that post?
Grandpa Joe Flacco. You got it.
Flacco. And first round bust Kenny Pickett.
Yep, old small hands.
Yeah, and they're still hanging on to the diddler.
You know, that I think we're going to see a surprising break. I mean, think about it this way. I really think that the Browns have an out on him. And at the end of the day, they've kept it out of the news. They've kept it out of the NFL. I think they've already discussed it with the Players Association. The question is now is, what do the lawyers say before they can go ahead and serve papers and rid themselves of him once and for all?
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't carry 5 quarterbacks, period.
Oh, well, if DJ was here, he'd probably be able to spout out some specs about what's still due, what counts against the cap, and money still due from that god-awful contract. So,
well, yep, they're kind of screwed. So,
and then, of course, the fourth piece to that puzzle, the quarterback that everybody else passed on that thought he was going in the first round.
That's Dylan Gabriel yet, right?
No, Shador.
Yes.
Okay.
Nobody could understand why he went so late.
Shocker.
Oh my gosh. Oh well. So, anything else AFC North before we dive into the schedule? Because I'm excited to look at it, man.
No, I think that's about it. I mean, at the end of the day, I think the thing that we're more concerned about as we look at the schedule, we're kind of looking at breaking this schedule down, and we don't even know who our QB1 is, buddy.
Well, that's true, because you know what I was just thinking. Well, we're going to talk in schedule, and I'm like, normally when a schedule comes out, we pretty much jump into our season predictions, but like, man, a lot could change. It's awful early for predictions yet.
Well, if you see who's week 1, you might get some ideas of who our quarterback will be.
Yeah, well, I did get wind of that. I did get wind of week 1.
And that kind of almost looks like a conspiracy theory for those who believe. But at the same time, I think the NFL, hey, we've got something to talk about whether he's here or he's not here. So,
hey, what's up, Troy? Number 1 in jersey sales. Yeah, sure.
Number 1 in jersey sales? Who's number 1 in jersey sales?
I guess Shador Sanders.
Shador Sanders.
Well, there's a lot of stupid people out there. I'm kidding.
Mm-hmm. So, all right, Troy. Well, let's get. Hey, thanks for jumping in, buddy. Good to hear from you again. All right. So, what's the Browns' take on picking up Sanders, man? Is there like a lot of excitement? Do you guys think he's going to jump right in the saddle? And what's up, man? Give us your take on it, Troy. Love to hear from Browns fans' point of view on that. on that.
Boy, I tell you what, those Browns fans cutting in on our mojo. You see how this works?
Well, this is their best time of the season.
It is. They haven't lost anything yet.
That's right. Hopes are at a maximum.
Absolutely. That's the great thing about being an NFL fan. It doesn't matter who you're a fan of. Right now is the best time of the year because everybody can talk smack about their team, whether they have a quarterback or not.
That's it. That's it. Everybody's undefeated.
Everybody's undefeated. All right. Well,
So even a broken clock tells correct time twice a day. Right.
Twice a day. You're right. Not 3 times, though.
Not 3, though. Not 3. So, all right. Well, hey, do we have a graphic? Do you want to throw that up?
Yeah,
there?
put up for you.
All right. Let's go.
Now we've got graphics. Don't be graphic.
Oh,
don't worry. Got the graphic for you.
All right.
Oh.
Steeler Nation, throw that big screen there. Let's take a wide look at it. Let me try something else. Maybe this will help. How about put us over here? That makes it smaller. There. How about that?
Yeah.
Is that a little better?
That'll work.
All right. Get back in the screen here. All right. Oh, there we go. All right. So week 1, Jets.
Yep. You're excited for that, right?
So I know what you were alluding to there, TA. So the NFL they got a lot of minds at work picking some of these matchups and the drama behind them. They're pretty good about that stuff because you could just see, all right, let's see, like this was this, and this quarterback used to play for this team. And how would it be putting them in a primetime game, thinking that Steelers are eventually going to have this quarterback, and on and on. So here we go. Jets. Thoughts?
It's going to be a fun game, I think. Justin Fields, we'll see how he is. He's probably going to, he's good at running the ball, I know, but we'll be able to stop him, right?
So there you go. A former teammate playing against his former team, and another interesting matchup. Game 2.
Now wait a minute. So game 1, we got the Justin Fields. What if we end up with Aaron Rodgers? Does this thing get blown out of proportion? And how about the fact that we're starting on the road again? This is like 11 years straight or some kind of craziness.
That's stupid.
That's right. That was another box checked in my schedule pet peeve list. On the road again.
On the road again is absolutely correct. I mean, when do we get to open up at home? And then, are we really to get excited about, this Jets game?
Not really.
I mean, I don't know what's the undertones to this game. Like Steelers' former quarterback has got a chip on his shoulder and something to prove. I mean, that's pretty much the hype you'll hear.
Right. Or the Jets gave away a Hall of Fame quarterback for Justin Fields, and he's got an axe to grind. But the new coach of the Jets will not allow that to happen. And, by the way, the Steelers have won 4 of their past 5 season openers. Can they win this one? Away from Acrisure Stadium again.
Maybe it would just request to be on the road game 1, no matter what.
Yeah, and maybe that is it. But I think this will be interesting because this is the start of the Aaron Glenn for the Jets as their head coach. So bring it on.
Bring it on. Yeah.
He's going to get beat by another Aaron.
All right, so let's get back for a second, guys. And I want to get your thoughts just on going into the season. Wins and losses, games aside, like, what do you think this team's kind of really going for this year? And what do you really expect out of this team this year?
You want my honest to God truth?
Yeah.
Hey, look, I'm just looking at this schedule right now. And I am honestly afraid because we could be the first team in NFL history to go 0-17.
Is that bad?
Tell us how you really feel.
Look, I'm not kidding you. I mean, look at this. They're setting us up with the New York Jets. Okay, I mean that's the first thing. No, you know what? At the end of this, I'll circle back around.
Okay.
I'll circle back around. Fair
Okay.
enough.
Well, you guys, I've stressed my opinion on this coming season and what my thoughts are. A, I'm predicting that this is Tomlin's last season, and B, I'm predicting that Steelers are going to do everything in their power to get their franchise quarterback next year. I don't really think Tomlin wants a part of it. In the meantime, I think the Steelers are positioning themselves for that draft with 12 picks?
Yeah.
That we know of so far. Possibly, whatever. But I've been like, we got to stop this mediocrity somehow. The end of Tomlin is going to be an end of that mediocrity era as well. But, this is, they use that word, the tank season. There's like a lot of indicators that some analysts would look at and say, Pittsburgh's kind of can, like they don't have the sense of urgency. They don't know who their quarterback is going into this. They're positioning themselves for next year's draft to overload on the draft. Like, where's this team heading? And I really think it needs blown up a bit with some key core players remaining. But, a point, I don't know if I brought this up last week or not, but, here we are, going into, what is this, rookie mini camp now or whatever?
Yeah.
And we only have 10 of our 22 starters from last year on the roster.
Wow.
I mean, is that typical for a lot of NFL teams? It seems a little high to me.
That's like half your team. You're replacing half your team. That's not good.
Yeah, pretty much. So anyhow, regressing back. This could be a 4-hour podcast, but so we come back home week 2, 1:00 game versus Seattle.
That's going to be the game DK Metcalf is setting up to have a 200-yard game against the Seahawks for letting him go.
Is that what it is? This is the revenge of DK Metcalf.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this almost scares me to be a flop in the making.
What?
What?
But the Seahawks are traveling cross country, so we got that home field advantage. It's our home opener. We should be ready to go.
They definitely are traveling across, so that is in our favor. However, I mean, the Seahawks, we're 9-3 against the Seahawks in Pittsburgh. That bodes with us. But, our last meeting, it took us to overtime to beat them in our place in 2021. And that wouldn't have been if it wouldn't have been for a kamikaze interception at the end. So, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm feeling very lucky about that game. Uh-oh, don't get dead air on me, boys.
No, I was just looking at the number of times Pittsburgh was a visitor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times. This including, well, these are all games. And Seattle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I don't know if you recall, TA, but it seemed like for the longest time, like we were always going to Seattle, just like we're always going to Kansas City. But it was pretty even.
Yeah, I think being at home should help us. Always got the crowd going, got the music going. We'll be good to go.
Absolutely. It's the home season opener. So the crowd will be pumped still early in this. Ever been to those early or mid-September, early October games, man. That's always fun. Weather's
Yeah,
great.
we don't crash until later this season, so we'll be fine here.
We'll be fine here.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So moving on, back on the road again, up north, down not too far of a jaunt, but against New England, who, geez, don't have much of a gauge on what's going on there. It's kind of
Well,
what
they
it
got
is.
Vrabel as a coach now, so they're going to be tough to
AFC
play against.
East, we play. So all the AFC East, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, technically, that's a pretty weak division, right?
Yeah, they're a weak division, besides the Bills. Let's see. Well, the Patriots they still have that rookie quarter. Well, he's the second-year quarterback in Drake May. He's coming along. He's still having some rookie, growing pains as a young quarterback. So maybe we can take advantage of him with TJ Watt.
You think so?
Yep, hell yeah. Their O-line's still young, still growing. They just took a young tackle who we'll have to see how he does. Him go up against Highsmith, I think we can exploit that.
So you think Steelers have a little advantage there?
Yeah. Well, they did win, 4 games last year, so they're still growing as a team.
Yeah, true. Well, a lot of hoopla this next one. I did hear, hear that we're going to Dublin, Ireland to play the Vikings. Interesting choice. How about it, TA?
Oh, it's definitely an interesting choice, and again, I mean, we're going back for the repeat. The last time we were across the pond, who did we play?
Vikings.
It was the Vikings.
And how did we fare in that game?
I don't want to talk about
it. and the only thing in our favor right now is that, and I don't know how they're gonna put this, but in reality, we'll be going up against a rookie quarterback in JJ McCarthy. But in reality, he's a second-year quarterback, even though he was on the IR all year last year. So
yeah, he's a young guy.
He is definitely a young guy.
Well, I liked him out of Michigan, though, but with that injury, he's still learning how to play football. Well, we're still learning their offense. We'll see how he's doing.
Well, we all know how the adjustment from college to the NFL. I mean, that's a big step. That's big boy steps now.
Mm-hmm.
So
it is a big boy steps, but you do have O'Connell, man, and he is some kind of quarterback whisperer. Remember, he took 2 quarterbacks, and Kirk Cousins and Sam Darnold, who the rest of the league had tried, and turned them into playoff contention. I mean, almost borderline Hall of Fame quarterbacks. So who really knows what he's going to turn a next Wolverine into?
Yeah, not true. He's got something to work with for sure.
He does.
Sure. Okay.
Yep. The rest of the team's stacked, though, besides the quarterback. That's their one question mark. Sort of the same to us, pretty much.
Only opposite.
It
is. Yeah. Well, all right. So that brings up week 5.
Bye week.
Yeah, we're winners. We're winners.
Let's go.
Week 5. Week 5 to bye week. So, man, that's going to be a long back end.
Mm-hmm. Well, we already got a 2-week bye because we're playing the Browns after that. I'm kidding.
Oh, sorry.
Yep. So after the bye, we're playing we should be well prepared for that game. I'd be surprised if we would lose that because we have a whole week to prepare for that. Should be an easy game.
Yeah, I tell you what. The way I look at this, it probably comes at a good time that the bye week was there. And remember now too, this was we're coming back from
overseas. Yeah.
Overseas.
Good point.
And the last time we were there, this is where Tomlin and company turned their season around again. or a Turner season around in 2013, the narrative will be, can they do it again? Because at this point in time right now, I got us at 0-4.
Really?
Getting ready to play the Cleveland Browns.
It very well could be, dude. Very well could be.
And,
well,
and
you have us going 1-4, right? Against the.
What's that?
You'll have us winning against the Browns, right? Right.
No.
What?
Not with the Browns who've beat us in Cleveland the last 3 out of 4 years.
I don't know how we lost though. It still baffles me.
It doesn't matter on how we
not
lost.
to mention the playoff
that
loss too. That still stings.
Absolutely. And this Cleveland team is no longer afraid of us. We are no longer the big brother.
No, nobody in the AFC North is afraid of the Steelers now.
No. We are the cream puffs. You might as well slap the Detroit Lions of yesterday on our helmet.
The Aints.
Yeah, you said the Browns are going to beat us, so I do have permission to kick you from the show if you're going to say that. I'm kidding.
Hey, look, this is where we're all being real. I told you where I'm at right now, but let's continue on. We come back, we play the Clowns. Which quarterback will be playing for Cleveland in week 6 by now?
Interesting.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Short Sanders will be it.
I think it's too early for Shador. And actually, I bet you Dylan gets the nod first.
Yeah, I agree. They took him over him.
Kenny Pickett cucked again.
Well, and here's the thing. Truth be told, does Kenny even make the Browns?
Maybe. We'll have to see.
This is true.
I mean, think about this now. Does Kenny make the Browns, or do they let him go? They already didn't pick up his 5th-year option. They really don't need to hold on to him. It's minimal money if they do lose him.
Yeah, just a 1-year contract, right?
Yeah.
In essence, yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's a good point. May not even be on the team.
He might not even be on the team. But who he could be, this could be a different storyline. Kenny Pickett, cut by the Browns, now facing his previous team under the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Never happened. Never happened. Steelers fans will mutiny the Roonies.
You never know. Never know. Especially if the Browns give him back to us and cough up another draft pick for 2026. We'll take that deal.
Sure.
Steelers
going to fleece next year.
I mean, I can already see it.
Oh, my God.
But go ahead. We're on to week 7 now, boys.
Week 7, back on the road. And now this is
Thursday night game.
Thursday night game. So schedule-wise, everything's been pretty decent so far. No surprises, 3 games in 11 days bullshit. Which it was.
You're right.
However, how this plays out here, correct me if I'm wrong, is when's the next game against Green Bay? That's a night game too. Is that a Sunday night game?
Sunday night, yeah.
All right, so that's not too bad. Go from
Thursday to Sunday.
Yeah, that's
Packers.
We have a couple extra days in there for rest.
Right.
Now, I got a question, though, to ask you. All right. And I know we passed this already, but because we had back-to-backs here, do we consider this our second primetime game? Or in reality, is it our third primetime game?
I'd have to call it 3. The international games have to be labeled as primetime, right?
But they're not.
I don't think I counted them.
Because it's 9:30 a.m. in the morning.
That's true.
Most people are in church. Who's going to sit at home except half of Pittsburgh? Probably 3/4.
3/4 of Pittsburgh, yeah.
Surprised me if the Catholic churches on the north side had the flat screen TV going on during church.
I don't doubt that.
A wee bit of the touch of the Irish, I tell you, my son. I tell you. Anybody want a little nip?
Well, guess what? It's on every Sunday at the hardware store. TV monitor, the monitor and TV.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
I better be seeing TA doing the Irish jig so we win that game.
Oh, I can do it. I can do a little jig.
Don't tempt him.
Yeah, don't tempt me.
Don't tempt him. All right. So, Green
We got
Bay
the Bengals beat down here.
at home. The Bengals beat down Thursday night.
Well, I don't know. On short weeks, we didn't do that well last year, so I don't know if we'll do that quite that well this year.
Yeah, so that's the short week, the Browns to the Bengals. But you see where we're going here. Week 7, still 2 weeks before technically the middle of the season, and we've already met 2 AFC North opponents. What the hell were they smoking?
I don't know, but it's better than it was the last couple of years.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I mean,
It was
at
week
least-
11 when we met our first AFC North foe.
Right. At least it's a little bit more spread out here.
Don't
See, I
worry, I
always
saved all
thought
the hard
that was-
things for the end of the year for you.
Since, they do this schedule this way, and you always face your AFC, your division opponents twice a year. So why not do half and half? It just seems right. So what happens? Your quarterback gets injured second half of the season. You have to play both games without an injured quarterback rather than maybe earlier in the season he wasn't hurt. So I don't know. It just seems to me that it should be more balanced. I'm
Well,
sure
what
there's
we're
some
hoping is that Lamar gets hurt because then we play him twice later in the season. We wouldn't have to play him.
I'm kind of feeling it doesn't matter to be balanced this year, buddy.
No, you got a point there.
Yeah, I just don't think that that's even in the equation right now. Because let's face it, we're going into Green Bay, and I gotta correct myself. I told the fans it was 21, but it was actually 23 when we were back in Green Bay that Casey had the interception. But nonetheless, when you look at us against Green Bay, I mean, they lead the series 20-17. I mean, it's kind of neck and neck between the two storied franchises. So anything is possible here, but you have to think Love is looking for revenge. And if not, and we're lucky and we're actually still in contention, hey, Aaron Rodgers will save the day going against his old team.
Listen, man, it's only week 7. We're out of contention already.
Not only that, since we've gotten to this game, producer, that we have the graphics.
We got graphics.
Rooney announced that there would be a new
yellow helmet
throwback uniform. A new throwback uniform.
I'm kind of excited. They're going to release that this summer. I'm kind of excited. We already know it's going to be the yellow helmet, but there
was talk of a different helmet too.
Yep. I'm excited to see what the throwback's going to be. Because let's face it, over the years, the Steelers have really not had the most flashiest of uniforms. And even though everybody hated them, one of my favorites is still the Bumblebee.
Oh, you had to bring that up too. And that is not going to be the uniform.
I was so disappointed when he told me it wasn't.
Some in the know think it might be the old Batman jersey. You remember that?
I do. Then it could very well possibly be the Batman jersey.
It could be. Do we have that image?
Oh, could you just see this now? Aaron Rodgers goes back to Green Bay, and before you know it, in the new Steelers retro uniform, we're carting him off the field because I'm Batman. To the Batcave.
Bane.
Oh, that's not funny. I'm sorry.
Crazy. So that's what rumor has it. Anyhow, we'll see that. And the Color Rush jerseys are scheduled as well too.
Ooh, nice.
As far as while we're on the uniform topic there.
They're bringing that up against the Dolphins.
Oh, okay. I did.
Yeah, they'll release that against the Dolphins.
Nice. And that's a home game too.
That is a home game.
Of course.
Yes, but we've gotten too far ahead.
Yep,
We're
yep.
still on week 8.
All right.
Yeah, Rodgers going to beat the Packers, right?
Well, that's if he comes to play.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, I mean, he's still playing tiddlywinks with the girl from, what's the name of that movie? Something Endeavor. No, what is the name of that movie? Come on, you're supposed to help me out, producer.
I forget.
You forget?
Yeah.
JT's probably even wondering what we're talking about.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about, but yeah,
I
different producer realm for the producer.
Right.
Yeah, Steelers realm, not Hollywood realm.
Well, when Aaron shows up, it'll become Hollywood realm.
It will be. It will be the really big show.
The really big show.
Really big show.
Well, it is a Sunday night football game, so you're going to stay up late for this one.
That's the Sunday night one.
Yep, it's at Packers.
Oh, okay.
Well,
yeah.
In High. Packers, sure.
Well, now that we got a schedule, we can go through and pick our Sundays, what Sundays we work. So I'm definitely I got my one in already, week 5. So I got to pick a few more. That should be good.
Yeah,
it's just not good to work on a Steeler Sunday.
I would not advise that.
It's not good. Not good. So all right. So back to Sunday. Home again.
Yeah, against the Colts.
Versus Colts.
The Colts aren't that good usually. The problem is they've actually had our number the last 2 years, which kind of sucks.
Well, everybody's had our number the last couple of years. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Okay. So then we go back on the road, West Coast this time. For what is that? That's a night game, November 9th. What night is that?
Wait a second. We're skipping the Colts?
Maybe.
They're
easy to beat, so we don't need to bother with them.
We don't need to talk about the Colts.
No, it's an easy win. We're gonna get it.
Forget about them.
Forget about them.
Easy. You can pencil that one in.
We can pencil that one in.
Yep.
I'm not too sure about that either, but okay.
You're not sure about any game, I think.
Producer say reading between the lines there, TA.
He is.
Come on, the Colts got what? Anthony Richardson, who doesn't like to play football.
But they have a 4-time 1,000-yard running back.
Don't worry. We talked about this. We can stop all running backs now that we have a D-line.
Yeah, including one of our former ones.
Well, so that takes us then to the Chargers game.
Chargers.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yep.
Right. So you guys are feeling pretty good about this game?
Well, I think it's going to be interesting going up against Najee, don't you?
Well, they already replaced him, I think. But
yeah, it does kind of feel like Najee's already on his way out the door.
He's got one foot out already.
Yeah.
Way to hold out for that big money there, Naj.
Right. He got the 1-year contract to prove himself, and the very first pick they take was Hampton. Yeah, I'm not quite sure Naj is going to be there much longer.
Oh my! So, but you can see the NFL's creative minds at work there with that one. You know, matching up the former players, former team.
Well, here's the other thing that's interesting about that game. You do realize that the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Chargers have exchanged win one, lose one, win one, lose one, win one, lose one for like, I don't know, like the last 10 seasons or some shit.
Oh no, we're screwed.
That's crazy. So that doesn't bode well for us this year then. That's
right, because this is the year then we're scheduled to lose.
You're telling me Justin Herbert's going to kick our butts?
Could be. Well, yeah, going back to 2009. There you go. 2009
Wow.
has been win one, lose one, win one, lose one.
Don't worry, we'll break the streak this year.
Well, I'm glad that you're thinking that way because you know where I'm at, all right.
You got us winning,
And
right?
yes. Nope, right now I'm at 0-9.
Oh, wow. Will we win a game this year? We'll have to ask the TA later.
Not unless the divergent games are going to be appearing anytime soon. See, I threw that in there. I finally remembered. I was being divergent in this whole schedule, just trying to divert the subject.
Well, you got to have us winning a few, right?
I don't know. Let's find out.
Not
We're on to where are we going next?
Of course, again, there's a lot of time between now and predictions. So
We're going to Ford's Field.
But hey, you know, like the way it sits, man. All right, so Chargers. Like, what night is
next?
What night? What is that game?
That's a Sunday night at 8:20.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And then Bengals back home to host the Bengals.
And just so you're aware. Oh no, never mind. Yep, then we're off to the Bengals. You're right, or back home against the Bengals.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So
you think we'll split the division against them?
So far, I'm only seeing like up to week 15 on this graphic here, but haven't seen the Ravens yet.
They're coming up.
We're saving the best for last.
So after hosting the Bengals, then we head to Chicago following Sunday. Right? Yep. Following Sunday, 1:00 game in Chicago.
Yep, we're going to sack Caleb about 5 times, right?
You think?
Yeah, we should easily.
I don't know. Bears rookie quarterbacks always seem to give the Steelers grief.
I just cannot believe in a Bears quarterback. I'm sorry, Caleb. I just can't do it. There's just
the last
wrong.
time. Do you guys know the last time we won in Chicago?
1942.
1995.
Wow.
Was the last time we won in Chicago.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
that was Randy Fuller's year.
Yep.
Yeah. Interesting. Then this time, this seems like another time. It seems like we're always going to Buffalo, but Buffalo coming to Pittsburgh on November 30th. So that is a 4:25 game. What is that? Sunday afternoon?
Yeah, probably gonna get Romo. Some good announcements for that game.
That's a Fox game.
I don't know. I was just hoping.
No, it's CBS. That's CBS.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's Romo's CBS. I was going to say I don't remember Romo going to Fox.
Which, speaking of Fox, that seems to be the Seattle game is the only Fox game I'm seeing.
Interesting.
Yeah, speaking of networks, but the NFL Network is going to carry the Vikings, the Dublin game, and then the Cincinnati game is Prime. The rest are NBC, CBS.
Well, got any shot against the Bills beating them at all?
Who knows?
Yeah, this one the schedule starts to get a lot harder. Really picks up, especially when it gets to December, near December.
Yeah, well,
I can tell you this. I mean, since 2019, we've played the Bills every year except 2023, and we've only beaten them once.
Damn it.
And that was in Buffalo too, wasn't it?
It was in Buffalo, yes, sir.
Yeah, but I think that was a week 1 wild one where they weren't really ready to play yet.
Yeah, it was. And I think, didn't they come back home to play Denver that year after that and beat Denver too? I think I was at that game.
I think you're right. That was the
They almost lost it at the end, and we were actually walking outside, and then it was like, "Oh shit!" from the crowd. We're like, "What's going on?"
Yeah, how'd that happen?
Down. Yeah, but they ended up holding them in the end, pull it out. But yeah. So okay, so then first game at Baltimore, which I guess if I was to pick one or the other, I'd rather play them early, the first game at Baltimore, and then the later game at home. Of course, not that it's even going to really matter much at all, but always an interesting week, always a fun week, and always an interesting game come hell or high water. You never know which which Ravens team is going to show up. The old Cleveland version or the Baltimore version. With
these rivalry games, you never know.
Yeah. Our ball always finds the way to fuck things up somehow. And if you can keep Harbaugh from screwing things up enough, that's when the Ravens win. So anyhow, that's just my thoughts on the game. What about you guys?
Again, I think this could go either way, but and just again looking at the schedule for the first time, I'm looking at 0-13 at this point in time. I mean, what does the team have to play for going into Baltimore at this time? Pride, Cam, to say, hey, I can't believe it, guys. We're 0-13. We're going to turn this ship around, so they can look at him like he's crazy. Turn the ship around. The ship is sunk.
0-13. I mean, the best you could do is it's still like 4-13 at that point, right? So
right.
Even at that, who got the first pick, and what was their record this year?
Titans.
Who did get the first pick? The Titans. That's right. They were 3-14.
Yeah, 3 wins, I think.
Okay. So, yeah, you're in total tank history, and still going into next year's draft. We're still going to be going up against the Browns looking for their quarterback too, because, like you said, I mean, nothing's in stone that Sanders going to, mysteriously come out of there a superstar in year 2 and take the reins. I don't know.
Well, Browns fans are praying. Well, the Ravens game should be interesting. Those divisional games are always a nail biter. Hopefully, we'll bring the physicality. Even if we are, not doing the best in the season throughout that point.
That's going to be our newly built defensive challenges right there.
Well, as long as we don't give up 299 yards like the playoffs, we'll be just okay.
Exactly. All right. Well, we'll be meeting up with them again. So, I mean, it's pretty much going to be the same story flipped, but not till the end of the very last game, the end of the year, TBD, which was the Bengals game last year, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So here we go. From December 7th through the end of the year, we play our AFC North opponents
3 times.
3 times.
So half the games, 3 of 6.
For the month of December.
2. Yeah, 2. 3 out 5 games, 3 of them are AFC North opponents.
Yeah.
So, but anyhow, so the Miami game, we're at home. We host them, which bodes well. That's going to be that Color Rush jersey night.
Yeah, Monday Night Football.
That's going to be the excitement for that game.
That's what you're looking for.
That's what I'm looking for. Yep, I just want to see the Color Rush.
Well, I'm here to tell you, this is where we get our first win, and look at Will Howard.
Wait, we have a win? What's going on here?
Will Howard's first start in the NFL. Monday night game, Color Rush against the Miami Dolphins.
Wow. Well, Miami does suck in cold weather during December, so I think we'd have an advantage there.
Are you drawing parallels to your TA?
Well, I can draw some parallels, but I'm sitting here thinking to myself, Back in 2013, in the month of December, the
What
Dolphins came in here and kicked our ass 30 to 20 or 34 to 28. Yeah, no, I'm not saying cold weather, nothing.
Nothing. What about the next year?
The next year, we were we didn't play them the next year. It was
No.
the
15 then.
16, and we went to Dolphins and we lost down there.
What's the game I'm thinking of? I thought this was like Ben's first start. Was
Wasn't
that
that-
Hurricane game?
Yeah, you're thinking of one. I think it was back in 2010. Was the
Yeah,
Hurricane game where the
Okay, so
where the ball stuck in the mud?
Yes, there was a punt and the ball just like
Yeah, it got soaked right up by Heinz
that
Field.
yeah, that was pre-Ben.
Well, about our last 6 games, 4 of them are twice against the Ravens, once against the Bills, once against the Lions. So it's a very tough schedule to end the year.
Yeah. So yeah, that one win may hold out to be the lone one the rest of the way. Looking at that,
Probably our only win in December,
or two.
maybe.
I don't think there's any way, no matter who's on the field, that Steelers lose to the Browns both times.
You know the nice thing about the Detroit game being at Detroit?
What's that?
They may have nothing to play for.
Well, it'll mark the 20th anniversary of our Super Bowl XL triumph.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Nice.
was at Detroit.
Yep.
Exciting.
And then of course, Cleveland at home.
You
And
got to
then
have us winning, right?
Baltimore. Again, I'm really finding it hard to win more than 3 games. I think the NFL at this present time and moment did us justice. They're forcing Tomlin to have a losing season, and we're setting ourselves up to go after a quarterback. The only question is, though, is at what point are they going to insert Will Howard to see what we've got in him? Or the other question is does Aaron Rodgers start? Does he find the fountain of youth? And are we really sitting here at, week 14 going into Baltimore looking like a playoff powerhouse?
I do not see that. The one thing about the Will Howard subject that bothers me the most is Tomlin's stubbornness. Even when Justin Fields was healthy and Russell Wilson was not doing well, did he incorporate Justin Fields much at all when he had the option to? Which leads me to believe he was just too damn stubborn. To even go outside your realm a little bit and try something different. Like the whole year we were waiting for that. Ask Freight Train. Whole year we were waiting for that 2 quarterback package or that option to bring in Justin Fields. Like, where was that? What a creative tool gone to waste.
Well, you figure they did try it in the Ravens game, and it failed miserably. They brought him in for like one series that went absolutely nowhere. And you're right, Tomlin's stubbornness. I would have thought after the 3rd loss in a row with Russell that he'd have no choice but to bring in Justin. But he stuck with him for the 4th one.
Yeah.
Okay, hey, great. But what made you think after 4 straight losses he was going to turn it around for the 5th one? By that time, he was pretty comfortable. Sure, you weren't going to bench him.
Now, Tom was like 3rd time's the charm, 4th time's the charm, 5th time. Surely he'll bounce back this time.
JT, are you over there praying, giving us please?
I've never been pro or anti Tomlin until I think Paul Alexander's shown the light for me, but there's 5 losses in a row. And what really disgusted me, and I probably beat this to death for the rest of my life, talking about this season, last season. But to go in, I can't remember if we were in Pittsburgh or at Cincinnati, but the way we handled their defense, and Russell Wilson just absolutely picked them apart. And we just moved the ball in chunks like we had never seen in 2 years yet. And it beat them handily. And so fast forward, end of the year, what does Tomlin do? Don't throw over the middle. Don't turn the ball over. I mean, some of these antics, and you saw the arguments between Arthur Smith and Russell Wilson and all this and that. But, it's kind of come to light through some insiders that he got the clamps put on him. And they ended up losing that game. So, I mean, one of those last 5 could have made drastic implications on their playoff status.
Mm-hmm. Well, we went from in the driver's seat to winning possibly division to barely making the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, had they gone in and beat Baltimore in that second game, they had them. And I thought all the chips were in their corner going into that game. I thought all the pressure was on Baltimore to finally, beat the Steelers. What was it? Both times? 2 times in one season? And lock in their division with that. But I thought the pressure was on them. And no.
That one crumbled.
Yeah, that one crumbled. They just pounded the ball down our throats. And so, yeah.
But the Lions might be doing some of that too, because they got one hell of an O-line and a couple good running backs and a lot of good weapons that we don't have.
It kind of remind me a lot of the Eagles too. It's like they've been building and building and building and like putting all the right pieces in.
They're a powerhouse team.
Yeah, and the coach's mentality and aggressiveness. I think it's just stale in Pittsburgh, man. I just think the Tomlin era has staled out, just like as much as we hated to see it happen, the LeBeau era just kind of fizzled out.
Well, at the end of the day, Tomlin has to be self-aware of what's going on. And unless they come up with something at the quarterback position, it's going to be a very, very long season.
Yep, you have to figure out the quarterback. Might be Rodgers. Who knows at this point?
TA, that was a pretty damn good summation of this whole podcast and the schedule.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have absolutely nothing else to add to that, man. Good point.
Well, one more thing. We might be playing the Ravens of the Week 18, but the way TA is saying, the Ravens might be resting their starters, so it might not matter. We'll have to see how that game goes as well.
Yeah, and it could be flexed to whatever.
For me, I have this game might actually matter, but for TA, they'll be us going 0-17 possibly, or 1-16.
Well, I think the NFL likes to think that. Let's always put that last game as either Cincinnati or Baltimore versus Pittsburgh. So they're always looking for that viewership, that lock. That's
makes sense.
Purely marketing thing there in the NFL.
Yeah, it's going to be.
So here, let me read this quote from the NFL. This is from Steelers.com site. In 2006, the NFL implemented a flexible scheduling procedure designed to promote quality matchups on Sunday nights and give surprise teams a chance to play their way onto prime time. For the 2025 season, flex scheduling will include Sunday night football, Monday night football, and Thursday night football. Nothing about international games?
No, I don't think it's included. Don't think
could
so.
Be used for Sunday night football. Could be used up to twice between weeks 5 and 10, and any week during weeks 11 through 17. For Monday night football, may be used any weeks in weeks 12 through 17, or Thursday night football up to twice between weeks 13 and 17.
Yeah, basically they flex it 2 weeks out. hopefully that game will matter and we're going for a playoff spot, or we'll have everything wrapped up by then and even be possibly resting our own starters by then. But I don't know if that'll happen.
Well, yeah,
I'm not that high on the Steelers.
Yeah, perfect Steelers world.
I have us going a nice 10-7 as we always do.
Interesting.
9-8.
Hey, did we pump this last week? I was just looking at it.
At what?
Let me share this one. Hit 40,000 views on our YouTube.
Showed that last week.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna show it again this week.
Proud of it.
But we'll be at 50,000 views before.
Let's get 50,000, guys. So spread the word out there, man. Spread the word.
Start spreading the news.
Yeah, go out and follow our YouTube channel.
That's what I mean. It might be hitting 50,000 by the time you show that.
What's up, Larry? Let me send you the link, but I don't know how to, dude. Anyhow, kudos, Larry. Yeah, man. So it's going to be an interesting year. It's going to be an interesting next couple weeks.
Yeah, it feels weird.
Yeah, just weird. Like we have no idea who our starting quarterback's going to be. Hell, we didn't last year, but at least we had one of two choices. That either one of them we were pretty much okay with. I mean, I was thrilled shitless. Actually got Wilson, and then turned around Saturday. We got Fields too. We're like, what? How's that going to work? Turns out neither one did.
Well, hopefully it'll be the opposite this year.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Hey, you can't help but pull for this Will Howard kid though, man. TA, especially you being a Ohio State guy.
Hey, I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah.
I really think that he is underrated and underestimated. And I think given a chance, he's got a very good chance to succeed in the NFL.
TA, you have him as our franchise quarterback, right?
You know what? The sky's the limit. I mean, it's up to him, but there's a good possibility that he very well could be.
I mean,
think about it this way. He's got the same intangibles of Josh Allen right now as it sits. Only difference is back then everybody thought Josh Allen was a first string quarterback coming out of, what was it, Wyoming, I think, or something?
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, so I'm not quite sure if I understand the difference here, except that the NFL has changed and everybody's looking for the next Patrick Mahomes. That's what it really, truly boils down to.
You're right.
Everybody's looking for the next Patrick Mahomes.
You know, all the talking heads take on him being drafted was pretty much they projected him as maybe a backup, a regular backup.
Hopefully it'll be more than a backup for us.
No, man. Kid's got fire. Kid's got fire, and he's got some big time game experience too.
And the great thing about the NFL pundits, hell, they didn't even predict Brock Purdy of being a playoff caliber quarterback.
Exactly. So there's no guarantees, man.
No
guarantees.
I think it would really
that shines all through college, the superstar Heisman Trophy winning guy. Doesn't always translate to an NFL starter.
No, and I think it's mentality, and I also think it's the coaching. And I could almost say, you can tell a winner, but even to right now, looking at Trevor Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody would have predicted Trevor Lawrence going into his sixth NFL season now, and still not got two playoff wins under his belt. I mean, it almost makes you wonder, what is it that the NFL does to these quarterbacks that they cannot translate it from college to the pros? What's missing?
No,
I think if anything, they need to really reevaluate that.
Several factors. I mean, some teams are just better at developing quarterbacks. Some teams are just they development at the speed they need to develop. Others develop them. They throw trial by fire, baby. So, I think that their ability to be able to, quickly take in the playbook and read defenses and the speed of the NFL now, it's just, I think there's multiple factors. You get behind a great line. It gives you some time to make those decisions and build on that, and then coaching, bottom line, it all falls back on the coaching. And I don't think Tomlin has done very well coaching quarterbacks.
Well, he hasn't had to, except since Ben left. And there's where he's in uncharted waters. And this is where he's struggling at. I mean, he's going to have another chance this year. Or what do we do? Come next year, the Steelers wipe the quarterback room clean again.
Yet the difference will be there will be no Mike Tomlin to ruin this next quarterback.
I don't know. I know you're pretty high on it, but I think one losing season is not going to constitute his way out of Pittsburgh.
Well, he's got next season and 26, right, under contract.
Yep, but so it'll be 27. So he's really got to falter in the next 2 years. But
yeah,
hey, that'll be another subject for another day. Until then, we're way over there, JT.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. But hey,
I know you're just excited.
We had a hell of a lot of fun talking about the schedule.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, man. Thanks for tuning in, Troy. Good to see you again. Good to hear from you, buddy. Andre, Larry, of course. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Don't forget, hit that YouTube channel. Subscribe. We need more subscribers. Let's get,
we're at 85.
Going. Let's get a promotion going.
Promotion? What are we going to give away? Can we give away TA by chance?
Let's blitz. Yeah, date with TA.
A date with TA. That's not a bad idea. I'd do that. A little date with TA.
Date with TA. Ladies,
I'm just telling you, either boys or girls, somebody's going to need to shave their legs first.
$100 a ticket or 10 for 500.
Oh, 10 for 500.
10 for 500. Increase your
might be cheap. I said I might be cheap, but
well, we're going to start the bidding out. We're going to start the bidding out about 10 grand. So
yeah, we'll have to discuss that. There might be a possibility.
Oh man. All right, boys. It's been fun. Time to run.
Yep. Time to go.
Careful not.
Adios, Steeler Nation.
Boys, been a pleasure.
Check back next week into the Steelers Realm.